Hi guys, so I've asked this question before. Who is the 30-odd% of people who still support Boris Johnson? The people who claim that he got Brexit done, that he levelled up the north, that he delivered 40 new hospitals, that he... add in your favourite lie here. Well, it seems they're happy to come out of the woodwork and air their support for the charlatan-in-chief in public. Here a lady called Jo from Stratford-upon-Avon called into LBC and spoke to Rachel Johnson to say that she believes Boris is the most hard-working Prime Minister ever. Have a listen.
Jo in Stratford-upon-Avon. Hi there.
Hello, Rachel. I'd like to first start by saying you're a very professional presenter, because that lady was really out of line saying that about you. I love your unbiased opinions.
We're off to a wonderful start here. Rachel Johnson's unbiased opinions. Okay.
Now, Boris, I'm a huge fan on. I think he's the most hard-working Prime Minister we've had. He's got so much get up and go that you'd be hard-pushed to replace that, and people have got to start appreciating him.
The most hard-working. The guy who has been on holiday more than anyone else, it seems. The guy who has been skipping very important Cobra meetings is the most hardworking.
He hasn't got things right. He has...
Not everything. I mean, as he would say, I think the Cabinet are trained to say big
right.
calls. He got the big calls right.
Exactly. And what I'd like...
Sorry, what big calls? Could you give us some examples of the big calls he got right? Did he get the pandemic, dealing with the pandemic right? Well, no, obviously, we can see the results of that. Did he get Brexit right? Well, if he got Brexit right, why would he be tearing up or attempting to tear up an agreement that he signed 3 years ago? What are the big calls that he got right?
My friend Val and I discuss this so often, and it's the first time I've ever called in. But we and ah about things, and we think there are countries in this world that would love a Prime Minister like this.
Look, I don't know if this is a serious call. I have to presume it's a serious call. But what countries would like to replace their Prime Minister with Boris Johnson? Like, what country is saying, you know, we get lied to by our Prime Minister, but we would love to be lied to by the likes of Boris Johnson. We would like to have the same results as Britain has had with Boris Johnson. Which countries? I would love to know. I'd love for her to be asked, what countries do you think would like to replace their Prime Minister with Boris Johnson?
I don't think we appreciate him. And also, thinking back to the Cummings days, I can remember Cummings interviewing civil servants, putting out these crazy things that we want people to have weird way of thinking and everything.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
Sure,
what was his phrase? You know, not rule breakers, mavericks, disrupt.
What's that got to do with Boris Johnson? How is that Boris Johnson delivering? How is that getting Brexit done? The fact that Dominic Cummings wanted to replace experienced civil servants with sycophants, with ideologues, that's somehow Boris Johnson delivering or Boris Johnson working hard. I really don't understand what sort of point she's trying to make here.
Exactly. You know, all of that, yep.
And I think he was instrumental of getting a lot of these young civil servants in. And when Boris goes to sign off, he doesn't read all his papers. Of course he doesn't read all his papers.
It's not whether he reads all his papers, it's whether he reads any papers. Look, I'm not expecting the Prime Minister to read every piece of paper that's put on his desk or every piece of legislation, but you would imagine he would read some of them, the important ones. You know, the one that won him an 80-seat majority, you know, the withdrawal agreement, or as what he called the oven-ready deal. You would think that he would have read that. Obviously, Boris Johnson did not read it. I would almost bet money on it. Okay, I'm pretty sure he didn't do it. Now, there's a very, very, very remote chance that he read it. I don't think that's the case. I think we're all in agreement here. Boris Johnson did not read the entire withdrawal agreement. He probably didn't even read the entire Northern Ireland Protocol. So it's not a matter of him not reading everything. It's more a case of him not reading anything.
He's got people doing this for him. Sometimes I just think the whole thing is...
Joe, you're lost for words. Well, I mean, I do hope we will be able to move on, but I feel that...
Okay, I really don't understand what that last part was about. She's upset, I presume she's upset with people not appreciating Boris Johnson enough. Well, to appreciate someone, you have to look at what they have achieved. What has Boris Johnson achieved? Did he get Brexit done? No, because we're still talking about Brexit 3 years later. Did he level up the north? No. Did he build 40 hospitals? No. There's a whole list of things that he said he would do, and he hasn't achieved them. Yeah, he beat Jeremy Corbyn. Maybe that's the only thing we can chalk up as something he has achieved. But apart from that, what has he actually done? Why should people appreciate him? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.